As a high achiever, you know that everything you want is available to you, but so is everything you don't, yeah? So you've got the success, but it came with high stress, fear, and anxiety. By the end of this video, you'll know how to discard the unwanted side effects of your success and allow extraordinary success that feels as good as it looks to flow in. You do that by redefining what success is, redefining who achieves that success, and by shifting your identity to become the relaxed, fulfilled, happy, successful version of you that you would rather be. I'm going to walk you through the process that helped one of my clients, Alan, a real estate broker, to increase his bank account by 8 times in just 8 weeks. But that wasn't even the best bit. The best bit was how he felt as he did it. Yeah, he shifted from being in a state of constant fear to truly embracing everything he built. So stay with me, because there's one part of this that most people miss, and I want you to walk away being able to get the results that you came for. Okay, we're going to start with your definition of success, and I really want you to think about this. Yeah. Is the definition of success that you have something that you chose, or is it something that you were taught? Because we're taught that success looks a certain way. Yeah, whether that's a particular amount of money, a particular kind of home, or a specific role or status. But are we ever taught how success is supposed to feel? What happens if we change the definition of success from the achievement of material things in the external to the internal states of fulfillment, security, and peace of mind? And before you get nervous, don't worry. It doesn't mean reducing your material gains or diminishing your ambition in any way whatsoever. It means looking at them differently and doing things in a way that aligns with the life that you really want to experience. How would that change things for you? If you think about it, it's the internal feelings that you hoped having all of those external things would bring you, right? That's what caused you to want those things in the first place. You didn't expect having them to feel more confining. You hoped that they would bring you a sense of freedom and satisfaction. Now, having worked with some very, very wealthy people, a common trait that I've seen is that as their wealth has grown, so has their expenses. And that's great, but they often feel just as financially trapped on their higher income as they did when they were just starting out. But now it's even harder for them to get off the wheel because they're scared of losing everything that they've worked for. And we're here to change all of that. So just for a second, start with identifying how you want your success to feel. Yeah? How do you wish it felt right now? Then go and find evidence of where in your life that already exists, and just practice being in that feeling. Our brains accept a new reality more easily when we give it the evidence it needs to feel congruent with the change. The fact is, we're taught from a young age that to get the kind of success that we want, we need to behave in a certain way. But I want you to challenge that narrative. For most of us, we learned that we only achieve things through hard work, that rest is for the weak, and if you want to get ahead, get a hat. We're also fed this line that in order to get ahead, somebody else has to lose out. Yeah, that kindness has no place in business, and we can find evidence of that everywhere, yeah? So it's a normal and natural belief then that to be the best, you've got to do it by walking over other people. There's a history of the richest men on the planet not paying their contractors and treating their workforce atrociously. In some cases, they literally jet off to space while workers in their factories and warehouses are dying on the job and being treated as subhuman. And when we believe that this is the only way to succeed, it's really easy to feel embarrassed about building more wealth and influence because we don't want to be equated with people like that or the practices that they employ. But if you take the time to look, you'll also find organizations and people that don't work in that way and still have amassed a huge fortune. So then we get to ask, is it actually true that you have to screw other people over to get to the top? The answer to that question is no. Now, a few examples are Yvonne Chouinard, the founder of Patagonia, Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, and Hamdi Ulukaya, the founder of Shobani. I highly recommend you looking them up if you're unfamiliar with their work. So you've got examples of billionaires on both sides of the moral spectrum. Yeah? The question is, who are you choosing to be as you increase your wealth and success? And what if your greatest success comes from being your most authentic self rather than trying to fit into a mold of who you believe you have to be? Like I say, we have existing examples that tell us that incredible wealth and success can be achieved with cruelty and without. So if your success doesn't feel good, is it because you've been following a growth path that wasn't in alignment with who you know you are? Decide who you choose to be as a happy and successful person, and then step fully into those shoes. Identify and adopt what this version of you believes and find evidence that backs those beliefs. As you do this identity shift, things won't always feel comfortable because the external world sometimes takes a little bit of time to catch up with your new state of being. So keep looking for the evidence that supports your new identity and your new reality, and ignore the evidence that doesn't because it's just an echo of who you used to be. Decide every morning who you're showing up as and take action from that identity. This is the exact moment that most people drop the ball. Yeah, this is the bit that they miss. They get the vision, they start to live it, but then they let the old patterns creep back in. They go back to taking action from their old identity instead of their new chosen one. But if you hold the line here, this is where the magic really happens. And here's the thing, if you do this for just a few weeks, you won't just feel better, you'll start seeing the world rearranging itself to match your new identity, which is where everything just gets really exciting. Doing this is so much easier when you're in a community of like-minded people, which is why I created my free school community. It's for high achievers like you who want to build upon their success and create a life that feels extraordinary as they did. So you'll find the link to join us in the description. And if you missed it, my last video explained how high achievers manifest differently, so I recommend you watching this video next. I look forward to seeing you in my community, and if I don't, well, just know that you're ready, and this is where it begins. See you next time. Bye.